Hey everyone, it's Alison Heikkila. Thank you so much for joining me. We're going to play with some Erin Lee Creative goodies today. These are things that have been released a while ago, and I don't actually think that this particular stencil set is still available. You don't need to use a stencil set if you don't want to with the plan I have in my head for what we're making tonight, but we'll see. You can always adapt to work with whatever you've got in your stash. So we're going to work with the Jumbo Monstera die, the Rattan arch, and probably this Monstera Layering Stencil Set, which is so cool. But for sure, we're going to start with the Jumbo Monstera die. So I am going to gel press some color onto some cardstock. You can use patterned paper if you want to. You can use ink blending if you want to. I just don't really feel like ink blending, and I want to take out my gel press. We're not going to do anything fancy in the gel press today. Just blending some color. And you don't even need to use a gel press for this. If you wanted to, you can just roll out these colors onto your paper or cardstock and do it that way. But I don't know, I feel like doing it this way today. I could potentially apply it like this. Well, maybe we'll do that. We'll start with this. We're going to start by applying it directly to the plate like this, and then we'll roll it out a bit and see where that gets us. There are so many ways that you can get color onto paper. Just depends on what you're in the mood for. And you might be like, this is not what I want to do at all, and that's okay. You don't have to do it this way. I'm going to just blend this out. I have some scrap here, really not pulling anything off. This is cardstock. I don't usually use my plate with cardstock, but because I'm going to die cut it, I thought it would be better to have it on something heavier weight than copy paper. You could, of course, adhere your copy paper to a piece of cardstock later, but in this case, since I actually know what I'm going to do with my prints, I don't feel like it's necessary to do that. Hey, I like that. I think that will go one more round. I don't mind these white bits. We're probably not going to see them. I'm probably going to go here. But we'll go a little... Now, you know what? I'm satisfied with this. I feel like it's not necessary to do anymore. If it ain't broke, you know? Okay, that was fast. See? And what's nice about this technique is that it's easy on the body, meaning, you know, if you're somebody with arthritis or Ehlers-Danlos syndrome like me, or rheumatoid arthritis, or things like that, where sometimes ink blending is not easy to do, this is a great way to get it done quickly and have a really cool look. I don't really want it to be straight on like that. We're going to go at an angle. Okay. I'll cut this down. And you still have plenty left here if you want to use it for something else. And now I am going to get this die cut. So I got the Monstera leaf cut out, and it looks fabulous. And in addition, I cut 2 of the Rattan arch because this piece here, which is what I'm going to wind up using on top, is pretty thin, and I wanted to bulk it up, so I cut it out of a piece of brown. But I want to show you a little tip that I have. So my darling friend Jen sent me this awesome handmade bat dish, and when she first sent it to me, I was like, oh my gosh, I love this, but what am I going to use it? How can I use this all the time? And I use it, you might laugh, and you might question my reasoning, but I'm going to explain. I use it for my little scraps like this, my paper trash. And the reason for that is it allows me to have the little pieces like these in a place that it's not just collecting on my desk and making more of a mess. They're all restricted to this space, and then I can easily just bring it to my wastebasket or my recycling and throw them all in there. And I can use this beautiful dish because how else am I going to use it all the time? Like all the time. So now it sits on my desk. I don't keep it on my glass mat, just as a reference. It's just for now for the video. I usually keep it off to the side on my desk itself. It isn't glass, just because the bottom is not glazed and I don't want to take a chance and potentially scratch my glass mat. But now I get to use it all the time. It always reminds me of her, and it keeps the garbage contained in a beautiful way. So that's a little tip. So if you have like an affinity for bowls and plates and things, or maybe someone sent you one as a gift, this is a great way to use one. So I'm going to finish poking out the rest of these little holes. It's going to take me a couple of minutes, and then we'll move on to the next step. So this is how it's going to look so far, and I totally love it. I didn't glue this yet, but I will. Off camera, don't worry. But isn't that a great look together? I love it. It's got such a 70s vibe. I don't know, I really like it. Okay, so we're going to move on to our background. I'm going to take out my gel plate again. You don't have to do this if you don't have one. A lot of people are using those sticky mats. I don't have any sticky mats, so I like to use my gel plate. We are going to stencil our panel. And you don't have to use this size. Most often when I'm doing this, I work on my 6x6 because my stencils are typically 6x6. But I figured since I already have this one out, we'll work with that one. Okay, I have Evergreen, Bough, and nope, I don't want Lucky Clover. I want Rustic Wilderness Distress Ink. I want to go for something soft, and this is very dark. I'm just cleaning my brush off a bit. Rustic Wilderness is very dark, but I'm hoping that I can go at it light-handedly and kind of not have it too dark. I think I might use my tealy colored brush for the Evergreen Bough. Okay, because that typically has lighter shades on it. But I want to go at this really soft. These colors are going to work well with our large Monstera leaf. Okay. And I know I didn't do any ink blending on the leaf before, but again, I want to do this so light that this is really not putting a lot of stress on my hands or my shoulder. But you can totally skip this. You can instead use some pattern paper. You can keep it plain white. You can use an embossing folder. But you can see that the gel plate is holding the stencil and the paper, which is another thing that kind of helps me when I'm having trouble holding things or I'm achy, or honestly, even on a good day. You know, it's just nice to have something holding this stuff for you. See, it's really soft. It's like almost not there. Perfect. Very good. Okay, I'm very happy with that. And you don't even need to do the second layer if you don't want to. We're going to do the second layer anyway. But it looks nice without it even. Now we're just going to try to line this up as best as we can. Why does that look off? This one here looks a little off. The rest of them look okay. Alright, we're going to just ignore it. Okay, now I'm going to try to go really light with this Rustic Wilderness. Really light-handed. I don't want to take away from the focal leaf and the arch. I just want to enhance them with the background. A little bit more here and here. Perfect. See, it's so soft. I love that. Okay, just carefully lift this away. Move this off to the side, and you can see that I keep it on a large acrylic block. Excuse all the paint, but it makes me feel artsy, because now I can just move it out of the way and I don't have to worry about it instead of it being in my way on my glass mat. Okay, I love how this looks. That is so soft and pretty. Okay, the next thing is that I am going to glue these together, grab my card base, and find us a sentiment. Moving on, we are going to use the Concord and 9th and Christina Werner Checking In stamp set for the sentiment. I love this set. I've said it since I've gotten it. If you don't have it, you need to get it. It's sold out in a bunch of places, but oh my goodness, seriously, the sentiments are so unique and fantastic. I love the fonts. I love the size. The coordinating dies are fabulous. Just, if you need some good sentiments, this is the set to get. So I grabbed the How Are You Doing? And I put it on a block. And I've grabbed some scrap cardstock. This is the wrong shade, guys. Let me grab the right color. We're going to just use this because it's the same piece that we've been working on. Because you could see I cut this out for this piece. I also have Rainforest VersaFine Clair, and we're going to use that for the ink for our sentiment. VersaFine Clairs are my favorite inks to use for sentiments. All right, don't push too hard because you don't want to kind of squish out the words. Perfect. Okay, now I am going to take the coordinating die and cut this out, and I'm also going to adhere this to our panel. Okay. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so tropical looking. Oh, we're gonna need to pop that up. Yep, that's gonna need some foam underneath the sentiment. And I think I was gonna say let's use the Evergreen Bough for the card base, but I don't know. I think that I might just leave it. Guys, I think we're going to leave it white, but then we're going to add some sequins. So this is adhered down. We're going to adhere this down. You can see the color that I pulled up from using my plate when we were doing that ink blending for the foliage. You don't need to clean your plates, guys. You can if you want to, but I never do. I like getting little surprises when I'm doing prints of past adventures with my gel plate. Okay, this is gonna go here, like so. I'm gonna get my super duper block and put that on, and I'm gonna grab some foam tape. I've got some 1mm foam tape. That's the thickness of the tape from scrapbook.com. I'm just gonna trim a piece of that off. Put some at the bottom. And then add some to the top. Need a little bit more right there. Okay, and I also adhered my leaf. Okay. Now, not only is this going to add some fun dimension, but it's going to give us a place to tuck some sequins if we want to. And I really like doing that. I like having my sequins kind of starting to get hidden underneath my sentiments and other elements. So I grabbed the Rainbow Pearl Clear card bling from A Colorful Life Designs. Got a triangle tray here. My Twiddler's Nook skull tray is currently holding a bunch of other things, so can't grab that at the moment. Let me zoom in for you. It's a little too much. Whoop. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to start adding our... See how that just kind of tucks underneath there because we've got that dimension? I love that. And I'm just kind of placing them at the moment. I'm not really sure if this is where I'm going to keep them. Maybe put one here. Like that. And then remove this one and make that a big guy. This always takes me the longest. I don't know what it is. Some people just bam, 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 get them put down and they look amazing and perfect, and it takes me forever. Okay, we're good with that. I'm gonna grab my on-point glue and my pokey tool, and I hope you're not tired of watching me do this yet. I've got my pokey tool and my glue in my right hand, my jewel picker in my left. We're gonna pick this up and scoot that down, and I dropped some glue there. That's all right, I'll get it off. This on-point glue is pretty thin, which is neither good nor bad, it just is. So that's why there's a little droplet here that I need to kind of get rid of. A little bit more here. One more. And we have our finished card, and I love it. I hope that you do too. I think it's so pretty. I absolutely love combining this Monstera leaf with the rattan arch. It's just so pretty. I love that. So cool. You could even splatter on this. So many things, but I hope it inspires you. Make sure you visit Erin Lee Creative to see what other goodies she's got. She's got so many cool things. This is not a video that she asked me to do or anything. I bought these products on my own. I just love them. They're just fab. So that's it for me today. Thank you so much for hanging out. I will see you all next time. Have a great day. Be well. Stay safe. Peace out.